Have you ever wondered why or how would literature possibly play a part in our lives? In order for a person to expand his or her knowledge, they need to explore and delve deeper into their ideas so that they have a more intellectual view on all sorts of things. In other words, people need to have excellent critical thinking skills. This is exactly which is the pedagogy of literature becomes useful for university students. Now, why would learning literature become so impactful in one's critical thinking skills? Well, in writing poems, for instance, students get to explore and express their own emotions and their own ideas and pour them out into a work of literature. And that is exactly what our innovation is about. For our innovation, then students are assigned to write a poem called Sonnet, centered on a theme from their university life. This is to accomplish our purpose, that is to train their critical thinking by giving them the freedom of expressing their ideas with the utilization of literary devices like metaphor, hyperbole, simile, and so on.
There are 170 band students, and all of us are instructed to craft a sonnet. As a result, students are exposed to using different rhyming schemes and be more creative in writing the poem. We find that by applying this activity, active participation from students will heighten their critical thinking skills, because in this practice, we apply the 21st century skills in learning. Well, first, we'll help students to enhance their creativity and critical thinking skills by asking them to create a sonnet and thinking outside the box. Furthermore, by using collaborative method, we got students to improve their communication skills, social skills, and their ability to work well in a team.
So, the objectives for our task is first, to evoke empathy and encourage a greater understanding and connection among the members of society. And second is to develop and strengthen creative and critical thinking skills through the selection of poetic devices and the crafting of verses.
I'm going to talk about novelty and inventions. The main focus of this subject is to do critical and creative thinking, which is encourage self-expression and also synthesis of ideas. The thematic element of this subject encourages us students to explore into our own experience and make the activity become more remarkable and memorable.
How can a poem foster a sense of community and inclusivity? Well, poetry has the power of unity. When poets often jot down about themes, experience, tradition, and also the different cultures inside. Indirectly, it will connect the reader's emotion through what has the writer expressed. By this, we will feel understood by learning from each other's unique perspective and diversity. Take for example, our sonnet pair which was held in our classroom. It has taught us how to synchronize a poem rhyme and share each other's ideas with our partner. It also encouraged vibrant literary landscape by adding rhythm alliteration, and we also use stylistic devices. Fundamentally, it will boost readers' mood and excitement on imagining certain story that they are reading. Though the poem writer died, the legacy will remain forever as a testament, which is beneficial to the worldwide. Take for example, William Shakespearean poem still being interpreted by people nowadays, although it was produced 1,000 years ago back then. By this, we'll get a chance to discover new things. Lastly, it will improve our language skills as well as sparks creative thinking. Like when we write a poem, we will tend to think out of thought, which is producing new idea. And it will develop an effective communication and also critical thinking that are important the most. And we will expand worldviews as we deep dive into certain culture and we make a lot of research. And by this, we'll be more empathetic and tolerant. As a result, it will boost our confidence level and enhancing our new skills to be applied in other lessons too.
And for the last step, about commercialization, our project can be used for educational resources because it can develop resources like study guides or poetry analysis materials for schools and educators, and we can sell these resources via online. And the second one is for poetry anthology. We coupling poetry in a book with other poets from different universities or institutions.
Latifa, what is sonnet?
Sonnet is a 14-line poem and there are two types, English and Petrarchan. So here are the example.
So far I came, looking to stay, assigned a room further than the sun. I could sleep for a week after that day. Had to bring luggage that weighs a ton.
Finding classes is like a maze. Some say here, some say there. Building stand still makes me feel amazed. Still, the question is, where?
Sitting in class, heart pumping out of my chest. Surrounded by strangers, I don't know.
The tasks were like mountains to climb, I confess. Like a leaf riding the wave, start going with the flow.
Fighting as hard as we can in Uniza, where our life began.
I may be just a cat.
I may be just a stray, ugly to be looked at. Is it my fault to be born this way?
Love it, answer.
What did you just sing? Actually, it's the lyric poem that I made. The lyric poem is just a poem that has a musical quality that can be turned out into a song. Example.
Earth is like our mother that gives protection and shelter. The earth is shouting for help. Its hair is falling and leaves the scalp. Deforestation is flattening the earth. The mother earth is hurt. Planet is trudging beyond the boundaries. There's worries by many scientists. We are disrupting ecologically. The planet is broke unconsciously. The green color planet is fading. It makes her sobbing. She was once our friend. We are foe at the end.
So, Sinking is a poem or stanza composed of 5 lines. The origin of the poem is dates back to medieval French poetry. Example.
And that's all from us. Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.